afternoon. Thank you for joining me for Teach Me Tuesday. I'm Mary Ellen Stites and my business is Create With Me. And I'm here in the nest today and we're going to talk about adhesives. I had somebody ask me about the different adhesives and I thought, oh, that's a great thing. We'll talk about that in Teach Me Tuesday. So we're going to go over all the different kinds of adhesives that we have, and we're going to talk about what each one does and how to use them, because there is sometimes a little bit of a learning curve. So when you're doing your crafting, there's just a variety of things that you're going to want to be making, and so you're going to need all different kinds of adhesives. And the nice thing is that Stampin' Up! Has a lot of variety in their adhesive area. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's look at the catalog. So let me put you over here to my desktop. And on page 162 of the annual catalog is all about our adhesives, okay? So if you're looking and you want to follow along with me, go to page 162, and that's got all of our adhesives in it. But I am going to just show you first how they all come. So let me just bring in, look at all these different adhesives. There's so many of them. So let's go ahead and get started with the very, very basic. So I'm going to kind of slide these out of the way so that you can see. This is my favorite, okay? This is the Tombow multi-mono liquid glue. I call it the green lid glue because there's a green lid on both ends. Sometimes you don't realize that both ends are actually, you can use for gluing. So this is a brand new one. I'm not going to open that, but I do have one that's already open. So you can use it like such. I like to keep mine in a little, I made a little box for it. I like to keep it tip side down. I usually use the pointy tip. Actually, I have two. So Faith had reminded me that there is two sides. So Faith, I should really have them like this, shouldn't I? I could have one like this and one like this so that I'd have them at the ready for both ways. But I usually lazy and I just drop them in like such. But this is the pen tip and this is the broad tip. So let me show you the broad tip. So this, you can squeeze out adhesives, and then you can, if you're covering a lot of area, then you can use the broad tip. So that's our liquid glue. I use this now almost exclusively for my card making. I absolutely love it. It stays together. It goes where I want. I don't have to use a lot. My secret tip that I always tell my customers is, and you guys just shouted out with me, I always say, less is more, less is more. Don't use a lot. Then the benefits of this is that you have time to move it around. So when you're gluing together your cardstock, you have a little bit of wiggle room because it's liquid. It's not, held tight immediately. So you've got a little bit of wiggle room, and less is more. You don't need a lot. Okay, so that's liquid glue. Now we've got, let's go to our other like card making type adhesives. And this is in the packaging. We have two new products. One is called Stamp and Seal. That's this one right here. It's a light blue. And then one is called Stamp and Seal Plus, and you see a little plus sign right here. So you can kind of figure out what the difference is. This is a basic adhesive. This is a two-sided, double-sided sticky tape that is in a rolling container, and I'll show you one here in a minute. And then this one is stepped up. So this one is a little stronger. This would be for projects that you just want to stay together. Maybe you're making, maybe not necessarily a box, but maybe you're making a gift card holder for the holidays, and you want those sides to stay together. I would use Stamp and Seal Plus because that's going to keep that adhered really well. Okay, so let me show you how they come. And these are the two that need a little bit of instruction. So first of all, I'm going to tell you that the box that it comes with is generic. So this is the refill. The case that it comes with is generic. It will fit both refills. So you don't need to have two of them if you don't want to. For the ease of it, I have two because then I can just pick up one or the other. But the refills will fit both of them will fit in the same cartridge, okay? So they are interchangeable. And I brought a little piece of black cardstock because I was hoping you could see it. I'm going to see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Okay, there we go. So there is some tips and tricks to this. So when you get it, you're going to want to make sure you have adhesive on the tip. Now, I wish I could show you this sideways. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my adhesive on. Watch my hand see how I'm pulling up and pulling back. So I did that in slow motion. What I'm doing is making sure I'm priming that tip to have that adhesive right back here ready to go. So when I do it, I go like that, and then I just flip it back. I'm exaggerating. Roll it and then flip it back so that you're always keeping the adhesive on the end. That is going to solve those problems when you're constantly reaching up. I'm not saying that you're not going to have to occasionally, but that will solve a lot of that. One thing I do want to show you, let me pull out a new one. I don't keep there is a cap that comes on it. I keep my cap in my desk. So there's a little cap here. So if you're traveling to a crop or you just don't want to get fuzz on it or something, there is a little cap that you can keep on it. And then you could keep this little bag and that will keep it. It's a zipper type bag. You don't have to rip it to open it. It just opens like this. You can take it out. And if you're traveling, you can keep it in that little bag. So that's kind of a plus. The Stamp and Seal Plus, once it's ready to go, it's a little bit different as far as it's super strong. But let me pull it up to the camera and see if you can see it. I think you can. See there's little lines in this adhesive? So this is the Stamp and Seal, and this is the Stamp and Seal Plus. There's little serrated lines. Because it's stronger, they've made it so that it will snap off cleaner. I love it. Okay, so this one's great if you just need it to be a little stronger. This would be fine. Stamp and Seal Plus will be fine for your card making. I use it, but if you just need something a little bit stronger, that's definitely your go-to. Yeah, you can tell the difference. Okay, so that's Stamp and Seal Plus. Next, let's go to tear and tape. Since we just did Stamp and Seal Plus, tear and tape comes in a package just like this. It's a roll. And I've got one right here. And what's nice about this is great for when you are making boxes or something that you need to stay together. You can just tear it off, put it on your project. This is perfect for if you're wanting to make something and you want to put this on your flaps of your box, but you're not necessarily ready to adhese it together. Put the tear and tape on. It's got this protective cover. Then when you're ready, you can have all your pieces assembled. When you're ready to adhese, you can just lift it up. I usually just use, I got more than just the end. And then there's your adhesive, okay? So that's strong and just as strong as the Stamp and Seal Plus, okay? So there's tear and tape. Great for when you're doing boxes and you need something strong. Hi, everybody. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate that. I know you're here. So next, let's talk about the fine tip glue pen. Okay, so the fine tip glue pen, it comes just like this. There are a couple tips on it. So this is a liquid glue. It comes with a super fine tip. Oh, let me open just the tip and not the... That's not what I want to do. Don't do that. You just want to get the white cap. There we go. Okay, so the white cap screws off, but this screws off and this screws off. So you just want the white cap. Can you see the little tip there? Here, let me see if it helps if I put it on black. Okay, so there's the little silver tip. And what's nice about this is there is a little pin in the cap, and that keeps this semi-clog free. Here's a tip. When you're ready to close it, stick your finger right here. And then you're going to take this and kind of match it up with your finger. And then you can slide it right into the pen and screw it on. This is great when you're putting on those little sequins or the little embellishments. Like I stick it to my bag. Your little sequins or your little embellishments, this is a great thing to use. If you're wanting to put like some decorative twine maybe in, like, let's say you're gonna curl it around. You could put a little bit of liquid glue and then put that twine on your project. You want it very, very detailed. Mini glue dots, use them every day. Love them. Okay, so they come in a box like this. They come in a roll like this. There are some tips on this, some great tips. So, did I ever have any embellishments with me? Okay, here's some embellishments, but they're already adhesive, but that's okay. Hold on, let me see. I've always got something handy. All right, so they come protective. If you wind them off, I don't know if you can see these. I think you can. Can you see the little mini glue dots there? Okay, they're about every inch. Okay, so I usually just fold it back, and then I might take my embellishment. Let's say I'm going to put this little, oh, these are super tiny. I'm going to find a little sequin here. I'm going to try. Okay, it's pretty tiny. If I have a bow, let's say I have a bow. I actually have a bow. Hold on. I have one on my desk. I didn't really intend to do this, and I hope I can find it. It was right here on my desk. I probably can't. Haha, I found it. Okay, so if I have, even though I love doing that, I really didn't intend to do that. If I have a little piece of twine, I'm going to put it on here, and then I'm going to pick up the mini glue dot and my piece, and then I can stick it right on my project like so. So this is fantastic for ribbons, tying on bows, or anything like that. I love it. Now, the tip is don't get rid of too much of this. Don't unpeel it so that the mini glue dots are exposed. It's meant to have protection over it. So go to your last dot and then rip it off so you don't have extra. This is all clean, no dots. Then you can stick it back in your box if you like. I've seen so many times at class, people will peel that all the way off and then there's dots exposed and they drop it back in there and then it's just stuck inside the box and the next person can't get to it. So there's a little tip on that. Stampin' Dimensionals, they come in a package like this. This is the regular Stampin' Dimensionals. We also have Stampin' Dimensionals that come in a black that are in a combo pack. So there's large Stampin' Dimensionals and mini dimensionals. There's also Stampin' Dimensionals that come just mini dimensionals. So let me see what I have here. I brought mini dimensionals in the black, and so they're this size right here, mini, okay? And then a regular dimensional is like this. The name pretty much tells you what it is. It's a dimensional. So let's look at the side view. Okay, so you can see that they pop up. These are foam. They will pop up your project, whether it's just a little stamping or you want to pop up your bow or whatever. But we have 3 different packages. There's regular Stampin' Dimensionals, mini dimensionals, and then black ones, which are great when you're using dark cardstock. Because you know how sometimes when you're using dark cardstock and you don't want to see these white dimensionals from the side, black is perfect. And this is a combo pack, so you get regular and minis in one package. So it's called the Black Stampin' Dimensional Combo Pack. All right, so that's dimensionals. Now we've got a couple other things. We've got the foam adhesive strips. Okay, you get two different pieces of these. I've got some out here. All right, so you get 2 packages of these, 2 sheets, that's what I'm trying to say. And then they come off like this, okay? These are great for when you're doing a shaker card. So they're bendable. You can bend them around your project. Like so, this side's more bendable because it's already got the adhesive taken off, or the cover taken off. So the one with the cover is not as flexible, but once I take the cover off, it will be. So this is great for your shaker cards. See, some of the cover stayed on here. So these just tear off. I love these when I'm doing shaker cards. Love, love, love them. Okay, the last thing I have to show you, and it's been 15 minutes, so I'm going to close up here, is our foam adhesive sheets. They come in a package of 6 foam adhesive sheets. They look like this. Okay, this is like a glorified this or a glorified Stampin' Dimensional. It's just one sheet. So if you need a bigger piece of foam, you can use your scissors and cut it, but you can also die cut this. So this has been very popular with our little alphabet dies. You can peel this off, you can put your cardstock on there, and then run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss, or your Boss, or your Mini Boss, your Baby Boss. You can cut it, stamp it, cut it, put your cardstock on, put your letters on or your dies, and then you can cut the whole thing, okay? So that is adhesives. And do you have any questions about adhesives? I do have fun in my rolling chair because I put new wheels on it. I always have questions about adhesives. What one do I use? But I'm going to tell you, normally I don't chit chat about stuff, but today we have a fantastic sale going on. So I want you to go visit my store if you haven't already, and take a snapshot of that host code there. And there is so many items on sale. We have a giant year-end closeout. And when I say so many items, I mean page after page after page carryover. And there's 3 pages with, look at the print on that. Sale things from 10% to 50% off, and some things are retiring. But when you are on the store, make sure that you go to the clearance rack. There have been so many things posted on the clearance rack. Our Stampin' Blends, we now sell them as a combo pack, but they're selling the individual ones for $1.80. So some are sold out already, so don't waste your time. Go there and take a look and get some stock up on some of those blends. I was on, Tanya was mentioning I should be sleepy. I am getting sleepy. I was up until about 2 o'clock this morning. I was placing an order, and when I saw those on the clearance rack, I was like, okay, you know me and pool party blends. I go through them like crazy because I use them to ground all my projects when I'm coloring with blends. I use pool party. I think it might be sold out, and it could be my fault because I bought a lot of them. So don't come knocking on my door because you want some like pool party blends, but I do have a lot. So anyway, I'm gonna say goodbye for now. I want to thank you for coming and watching today as I taught about adhesives. Like I always say, it helps me if you like, comment, and share. Last time you guys shared like crazy, and I loved it and I appreciated it, and I had the most views ever. So thank you for supporting me in that. And then I always try to put these up on YouTube. I have them in a playlist. So if you miss them, you can start watching them and then they'll just play one after another. So look for the Teach Me Tuesdays. And I've also got my Create With Me 3 C's, which is my coffee class every other Friday. They're all posted up on YouTube too. So go ahead and take a look at those. I thank you everybody for liking, commenting, and sharing today. And I hope you learned something new about adhesives. And if you have anything that you want to see on Teach Me Tuesday, if you're doing your stamping and you're like, okay, what the heck? I can never get this right. I can't. Maybe it's going to be, maybe we'll do something on how to mount your stamps. I think there's a lot of good tips on that. That's what we're going to do next Tuesday. Unless some special comes up, we're going to do that because I'm going to tell you, it's not easy and there are some tricks to it. So I'm going to let you go right now, but thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next Tuesday for Teach Me Tuesday. Bye, everybody.